Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me at Loving Source Tarot. It is time to learn a little bit about what to know, what to enjoy, what to look for, and how to center. So today, I want you to pick the card, pick the stone that really does resonate with you. And I can't wait to get started on your reading. All right, for those of you, we'll just go right on ahead, who picked the Lapis Lazuli. Here we have, we're just going to put these out, and how to center, of course, would be in the end. All right, for the Lapis Lazuli, balance is what this stone can help with. So harmonizing your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical selves. It brings inner peace. So you may find that you're more peaceful today. And it can open the third eye when used with meditation. Oh, it helps you see the real you. Ooh, I like that. Okay. And not any negative stuff that you may have been believing about yourself. Let me look at telepathy oracle cards and see what your oracle card is for today. Pile number 1. Admiration. Oh my gosh. Well, this says it's time to think about everything you appreciate in your partner. I would say in your partner and in yourself and, in people in general. Admiration. Okay. Let's see. And for some of you, it is everything you appreciate in your partner. All right, what to know. But then in the Lapis Lazuli card, right, it helps you to see the real you. So I think it's got to be admiration for yourself as well. And for some of you, that's really what this whole thing is about. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to begin with the Van Gogh deck. So we shall see the Knight of Coins, the High Priestess. Oh, those are pretty. That's the first time I'm using this deck. I like it. And now we have the Rider-Waite-Smith. Excuse me. What to enjoy. The Three of Swords. Oh, goodness. And the Ten of Coins. Interesting. That's interesting. And now we have the Steampunk deck. What to look for. The Ten of Wands and the King, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Coins. Okay, and now we have the Light Seers Tarot. And we have the Two of Coins and the Eight of Swords for how to center. Interesting. Okay, so, I'm kind of looking at this. We have a lot of pentacles here. We have and we have a wealth of pentacles here. We have 2 Knights of Coins. Okay, a lot of times Knights of Coins are about the ongoing daily things that we do to increase our physical security, whether that be by making money or by improving our health or by just building. We could be building, we could be cooking, we could be maintaining the physical belongings we have. So the Knight of Coins a lot of times can mean that. Not always, but a lot of times. I'm kind of looking with the High Priestess. I feel like, oh gosh, I got it. The High Priestess. Now that is you, right? That is the oracle. That is the person who has good intuition, can almost anticipate what will happen. So the High Priestess is almost, yep, I see it, is almost, can be at odds with the Knight of Coins, right? Because when we're so involved in our physical world, that it does make it sometimes more difficult for us to get to our intuition, for us to get to that inner knowing. So it can be at odds. However, if, there it is, the High Priestess, if the High Priestess is in charge of the Knight of Coins. Because see, somebody's got to be in charge of the Knight of Coins. He's a knight. He's not a king. He's not a queen. So if the High Priestess is in charge of the Knight of Coins, then we're cooking with gas, right? Okay, that's interesting. What to enjoy? Well, and then we got the Three of Swords, didn't we? And the Ten of Coins. All right. So the Ten of Coins is definitely abundance. It's definitely, it can be wealth. It can be a legacy. That can be the legacy card or the generations card. It can be inheritance. It can be stability. Okay. For some of you, and then we have the Three of Swords right above the generations card, the legacy card. So for some of you, there has been a source of ongoing pain or discomfort, or I guess it would be more than discomfort, right? When we see that Three of Swords. For some of you, it has just been downright painful. Some problems there are in your genetic line, in your family line, in your family perhaps. For some of you, there's been some serious, there's been some heartache that kind of doesn't always bother you, but it's just there, right? And that comes up, but yet we have the stability and we have the gifts of your family line and the gifts of your genetic line and the gifts of your inheritance, the gifts of your family. Wow. So it's like both. Interesting. So I am going to ask for some advice from Spirit, because that, to me, it feels to me like they're presenting a conundrum, right? Okay. So what is the advice of Spirit? Oh my gosh. Okay. The advice of Spirit. Okay, the Death card. So first of all, I want to talk to those of you who've lost somebody in your family, a loved one that you still grieve, okay? That could be about acceptance, right? Acceptance, and then still taking away from it all of the beauty that's in your family, the beauty that what you've inherited from that person. This would be about enjoying what you've inherited, whether that be your gifts, whether that be actual material possessions, whether that be things that came down through the genetic line. I mean, sometimes it is really all right to appreciate what's come down to us genetically, even if there were ever problems in the family. So this is about that. If you have lost a loved one, a lot of times with the Ten of Coins or the Ten of Cups, those cards come to say that loved one is with you, is helping you, is helping, in this case would be helping to soothe the heartache. So for those of you who've lost someone that's been on your mind, this is definitely about that for you. They're wanting to soothe you. They're wanting to help provide for you too, by the way. Okay. For those of you who are not grieving a lost loved one, I think that the Death card is saying about the Three of Swords, it is okay to be done with a repeating pattern of heartache. Whatever that means for you, it's okay to be done with that. And that doesn't mean that you reject everything your family has been. That doesn't mean you reject, it doesn't mean that you reject the gifts that have come to you through your family line, through your genetic line. You know, this really does bring something to me. I recently stopped at a little cemetery out in the country here in Minnesota, where I am related to about everybody in that little cemetery. And the love that I felt when I stopped, I went to visit my grandmother's grave, but the love that I felt and the strength, I just got an understanding that all of those people, my family isn't just the people who are living on this earth now or the people who I've known during my lifetime. My family, you know, goes back. generations upon generations, just like everybody's does. And that line of the family were pioneers. That line of the family were pioneers and homesteaders, right? You know, and they were doing, they took tremendous risks. They lived at a time in history where there was a lot of conflict, and a lot of it, you know, the colonization of the U.S. created it. But they came and they were courageous so that I could have a good future, so that I could get in my car with my healthy body and go to a home where I had enough of everything. And I realized, oh my goodness, you know, we can choose what to focus on in our family line. We can feel the love and the care of our ancestors. We can choose what to focus on. So sometimes the death card is the, let's turn away if we can. Maybe it is time to turn away from some of the focus on what brings us heartache. And maybe it is time to end that pattern, whatever that means for you. I mean, it might mean protecting yourself from, repeated heartache by limiting time with somebody, or not talking to somebody. It might mean that, and that's okay. We asked for advice, we get the death card, right? But the 10 of coins means, okay, but there have been good things in your family line, and maybe it is time to get in touch with some of the ancestors as well, who want to love you, who want to help you to be secure, because so many of them worked very hard, and in fact did pray. They did pray for their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, their great-great-grandchildren. Many of them did. And so that's something to receive, you know? Wow, so that's pretty powerful. And we have the what to look for, 10 of Wands, and Knight of Coins. Okay, so some of you, we have the Knight of Coins again, but we have it with the 10 of Wands. So some of you have been working very hard, very hard, and for quite some time. So the 10 of Wands is, on the Rider-Waite-Smith, it is the person who is carrying the 10 wands, and I'm going to carry it home, but my gosh, it's a burden. It's hard. It's, they're struggling under the weight of it, right? But yet, obviously, whatever you're struggling under the weight of, whether it's work or whether it's concerns, worries, goals, priorities, the Knight of Coins tells me you are a steady person. You're supposed to look for ways in which you have indeed done well. You have indeed carried the burden. You are strong. The 10 of Wands guy in the Rider-Waite-Smith is very strong legs, right? Very strong. So you're very strong. You're carrying it home. You're about to bring it home. You're about to lay that down. Yes. So you may have a goal. Many of you may have a goal that you've been working toward regarding, this could be health or wealth, work of any type, or daily routines. Many of you have a goal you've been working toward, and it looks like you're almost there. It looks what to look for. Look for the destination. Look for the way in which you may be able to say, I've arrived. You know what? For some of you, this is about not being so used to carrying so much that you have lost sight of that arrival point. For some of you, this is putting down that burden and looking around and saying, am I close to arriving? What is my destination? What do I want? Can I be less burdened? Can I lay some of this down? Am I already there? For some of you, it's that. Like, am I already there, or am I almost there? Sometimes we get so used to sort of a fearful way of being, I think, where, we're doing because we're almost afraid to stop. It's hard for us to ask. Sorry for that interruption. My battery died. All right. But we were talking about maybe it is time to look around and ask, am I there? Am I almost there? Maybe it's time to take a moment to lay down that 10 of Wands. That's what I'm thinking this means. Let me get some clarification, some advice. The Lover's card. Woo! All right, the Lover's card. Okay, so that means that it is time to look around you. Look at that Garden of Eden. You know, we can live in a heaven or a hell based upon our internal life, based upon our choices as well. Oh, surely there are things that happen that are beyond our control, of course. But I feel like sometimes we do need to stop and process some things. You know, we get in this idea that all of these priorities that we have that we're worrying about, or that we're actively taking care of, like none of them can be let go. None of them can be let go. We must carry it all. And I think we can get in that, and especially on a daily basis with this Knight of Coins, that where we just lose sight. And it's okay. This may be a confirmation, a validation for some of you who've already been thinking along these lines. It may be time to, feel the sunlight of the Spirit, to slow it down, to look around, to allow ourselves to enjoy the abundance, to allow ourselves to see the abundance, to ask Source, ask the angels. We have the angel overlooking this couple in the Garden of Eden, to ask them for help, ask for all our needs to be met, like these folks had in the Garden of Eden, right? In that mythology. Absolutely. Sometimes we get so overburdened and we're so sure we have to do it all. We're just so sure that's the only way anything's going to get done. And there's sometimes that becomes the block for our ability to manifest things coming to us outside of our own efforts, It is the Lover's card. For some of you, this is about a relationship. For some of you, it's about a relationship as well. Applying what I just said to the relationship. Yes. Some of you long for love. Let's just say it. Some of you long for love. But you've been so focused on so many priorities, probably doing for a lot of other people as well. And you've been, the good soldier, right? Knight of Coins. You've been the good soldier. And you've needed time to first love yourself, to spend time loving yourself, and to be open to love, to slow down enough. You could be missing signs around you, right? You could be missing opportunities as you have your plate so full. So for some of you, it's about that. Now let us see in the end how to center. We have the Two of Coins. We have the Eight of Swords. Okay, so now this is a person who is centered in the shoulds with the Eight of Swords and the Two of Coins, which is their incredible ability to keep everything balanced. Keep the plates spinning, keep the balls in the air, and look happy when they're doing it. Even in turbulence, there's wind in this card, and the Rider-Waite Smith, there are waves in the background. So, yeah, and we know the Eight of Swords person, right, that she is not bound up. What is that? Spider webs? That's threads, that the crows are bringing around her. And she can bust out of that, and she can bring her blindfold up and see that she's not trapped. Sometimes the traps, the swords, here the threads, are things that are just because of the way we're thinking about them. And sometimes they are plans that we intend to take care of one by one. But I feel like these cards are suggesting that it is time to look again at that. Sorry. These cards to me are suggesting it is time again to look at that. And are you sure that you need to handle that? Are you sure you need to do all of these things? Okay, let me look for advice here. Okay, we have the High Priestess. You have your second High Priestess. My gosh, you have a lot of power. You have a lot of power. So your gut has been talking to you through this reading. And the two High Priestesses are telling me exactly what your intuition has been telling you. That's what is. That's what is. There's tremendous power in the High Priestess. You know, the High Priestess is not just an oracle. She doesn't just know, but there's tremendous power and wisdom there. Yes, she can tap into the greater consciousness, but she can also bring about things. So I think there's a lot more manifestation power here for you, which is very good news. Because I think, according to this reading, you may have been trying to make a lot of things happen by dint of will, by your efforts. And that's not to say sometimes that's what we do need to do. However, I feel like not to the exclusion of enjoying your life, of feeling the love of Source, feeling admiration for yourself. Yes, and the things you see in your fellows as well. Goodness. So I think that this is saying there's a lot of magic ready to come into your life. There's a lot of magic. And it's time to maybe bring a pause to efforts and look around and ask Source, ask the spiritual what it is that needs to be requested, because all we need to do is request and receive, right? Yes. So that's what I see for you, pile number 1. What a wonderful reading. And what a wonderful message. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next reading. Welcome to your reading, pile number 2. Now you chose the citrine. And this is a warming and energizing stone. You need energy? Here it is. It comes with the power of the sun. You'll glow with positive energy, enhancing your aura. Beautiful. It helps you to analyze, to receive the wisdom of the sun and see positive outcome. Love it. All right. And let us look at your oracle card, telepathy, oracle card. Whoops, you got 2. Spirit and test. Oh, interesting. So test is your strengths and weaknesses are being tested. So you must have had some challenges lately. Spirit, your spirit is about to be sublimated. Sublimated. I take that to mean the great spirit, right? You're about to be, you can be one, you can be made one with the greater consciousness, that's the higher priestess just knows, with the greater joy, the greater wisdom, the greater hopefulness, the greater abundance. You can be sublimated into that. Join with that. Disengage from this. That's what I'm seeing here. And let justice fall. You don't have to save anybody from their processes. They're learning. They're learning. It's okay. And look for the messages coming in that are pointing to a better future, that are pointing to freedom, not trapped, that are pointing to abundance, not illness, or not lack of abundance. Boy, your reading is clear as day, and it is powerful, which makes me think that there are things that are really changing in your life. Oh, so go forth and be blessed, pile number 2. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next reading. Hello, and welcome to your reading, pile number 3. Now you chose the tiger's eye. Place this powerful stone on the third eye during meditation. High vibrations from the earth and the sun enhance psychic abilities. Protective amulet for centuries. Yes, courage and energizes. I know it's about courage. Balances the chakras. So this is about balance. It's about courage. It's about psychic abilities. All right, and protection. So if you need that, that's what you chose. All right, so now let us see, with the Van Gogh deck, what to know. The Emperor and the King of Swords. Okay. What to enjoy with the Rider-Waite-Smith, the Five of Cups, and the King of Swords. What to look for with the Steampunk deck, the Ten of Swords, and the Nine of Coins. Interesting. How to center with the Light Seers Tarot. We have the Ten of Coins and the Moon. Interesting. Okay, and your telepathy. With your telepathy oracle card, we have surprise. Woohoo, you may be surprised. All right, and with these cards, I'm assuming these are good surprises. Okay, so the Emperor, and the King of Swords. You right away with a major arcana. What to know? Well, the Emperor, I am thinking this is your inner guidance. Well, the Emperor is all about, they know what's right. They know what makes sense. They know what, they're very rational. An Emperor is very rational. Wants to make decisions for the greater good. And King of Swords is sort of like, would work right along with the Emperor and say, this makes sense. This is a good plan. Let's use our rational mind. Let's use logic. Come on, we're doing it. No, the King of Swords would just say, hey, this is what's going to happen. Get on board. And the Emperor would say, get on board. So I think that they're telling me that your planning abilities are fantastic, that you do indeed have a good plan. You are seeing things clearly. It does make sense. You can see cause and effect. And the Emperor is saying, stand behind your plan. If anybody is challenging this, yeah, you know that you know. It's okay. We all are sometimes swayed by our emotion, our bias, our preferences, what we really want to do or want to see true. But the Emperor and the King of Swords together would be, I know what I'd like, but I know what is. I know what you would like, but I know what is. And the King of Swords is mad intelligent. So smart. So smart. So I am thinking that you may have a logical take on something, a correct analysis, a plan. I don't know if it's being challenged by anybody, but or even by your own inner doubts. But no, you know what you're doing. And let's see what the clarifier is. The King of Coins. So it's also for stability. You must have a plan that, you understand how to protect stability. You understand, this might be understanding how to make money, how to improve your health, and it might be for people you care about too. You might have very good advice. So I am just seeing a great big validation. If you've got an analysis that either somebody else is challenging or your inner doubts are challenging, you are being instructed, nope, just go back to logic, go back to logic. And I don't know if journaling it out helps to just really reinforce to you that you do know you are seeing things correctly. But wow, those are terrific, terrific cards for this. Your plan is a good one. Okay, and we get the King of Swords again on what to enjoy. And the Five of Cups. Okay, so the King of Swords, also very intelligent, very planful. But look, we have this Five of Cups. You might be having a little trouble enjoying what is left standing. There may be something you're looking at that you're sad about, something that occurred in the past. Something that you have been getting in touch with or you have been understanding that, feels like spilled cups, But there's no use looking in the past, right? Sometimes very analytical, very planful, very intelligent people really have trouble when they have a regret, when they have something that they did that they're thinking, gosh, maybe I should have done that. Maybe that wasn't the best plan. Sometimes people will doubt their planning and their logic because something didn't go great, but they don't always understand that it would have been worse. If they took a different track, it could have been really worse. And they don't always understand that their best laid plans might have led to an outcome that they didn't like very much, but that didn't mean their plans were wrong. It could have been somebody else, needed to muck things up, be it for their own learning or for your learning. We never know, right? Because sometimes our best laid plans, take us in a direction that we later kind of look at, and especially if you're an analytical person and an intelligent person, you may look at that and think, where did I go wrong? You don't want to make mistakes. But I feel like this is saying, that's messing with your joy. That is messing with your joy. Sometimes if it happened, we needed it. Right? Even if we think it's a mistake, we may have needed that learning. Have you ever looked back on your life and looked at some of the tough things that happened and think about, how did that change me? How did that change my path? Did I learn things during that time that saved me from worse things later? Worse mistakes later? Did I learn things during that time that set me up to have a very different next 10 years? What wouldn't I have loved and enjoyed and experienced had I not made those mistakes, had I not learned those things? We are here learning. It just is part of our human experience. And sometimes accepting that is really important. So this could be about accepting instead of regretting, being grateful even for missteps instead of regretting. But this can also be about accepting sources of negative emotion that other people have created. That can be accepting that too. And maybe it doesn't make any sense, but people don't always make sense. So it's sort of like, okay, let's see what advice we get from Spirit here. Pile number 3. Justice. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So do not worry if it's other people that have really been creating some negative emotion for you. Justice is going to take care of that. Don't worry about them. Wow. Some of you have made a mistake in the past that you still, it bothers you because it messes with your sense of security. Like I need to have faith in my judgment, or it messes with your sense of hopefulness about the future. The Justice card tells me karmic debt has been paid. I don't even know if I believe in karmic debt, you guys, frankly, but because I don't know, my source always tells me it's not so much that you get what you deserve, you get what you think you deserve. That's what source always tells me. That's what my guides always tell me. It's not so much that you get what you deserve, you get what you think you deserve. Because, if from birth we all understood that we are part of the greater love, consciousness, source power, energy, goodness, we would all know we deserved everything, right? But in this life, we forget. So we come in with amnesia or something, or we develop it in the first few years or something. And so that's when, mistakes can occur. The Justice card to me is saying, if you are concerned about past mistakes, you already had whatever justice you needed to have from them. Let it go. It just feels like, let it go. Let it go. It's done. And maybe justice now is, what about all the good you've done? What about all the good? Man, you have good judgment. Man, you've made good choices. You have done the hard things too. The King of Swords is not like, I'm doing the easy stuff. The King of Swords is pretty courageous, is pretty disciplined. I do what is right. I do what makes sense. The Emperor, I do what is right. Yeah, you have good karma coming. You've got good things coming for you. That's what I am seeing here. Okay, so what to look for? 10 of Swords and 9 of Coins. Okay, well, these are minor arcana, so it doesn't look like anything major is coming here. But 9 of Coins is so different, right? 9 of Coins is enjoying yourself, right? It's enjoying, that woman enjoys the outdoors. She's falconing right there. She's a wealthy woman. She enjoys her luxuries. In the Rider-Waite-Smith, she's in a vineyard. She's enjoying abundance. The 10 of Swords is like, we're done. We're done with everything negative. If people have been saying hurtful things to you or about you, 10 is a completion card. If you felt like you've been sacrificing your well-being, sometimes for your plan maybe, that's done too. That's supposed to be done. You're supposed to be enjoying yourself. Okay, so look for ways to move into that. And we have the Knight of Cups. Oh yeah, some people may help you there. You may get somebody helping you to enjoy. For some of you, you may get invited out to eat. You might get invited to enjoy some luxuries with somebody. Some of you may be getting good messages, encouragement. Oh yeah. So I think it's like, okay, look for things to turn. Look for things to turn in a more enjoyable direction. How to center. We have 10 of Coins and we have the Moon. So the Moon is about your intuition. The 10 of Coins is about your stability. So how to center. Focus on what you know in your intuition with the Moon. Even if the future is not, you may be surprised. Good things coming. Good things coming. Okay. Even if the future is uncertain in some area, and I can see you love plans. You love plans. And with a good plan, you have done so much. But I feel like right now you're walking through a time in life when there's some things you cannot see ahead of you. You're looking by the light of the moon. You can't see far ahead, but you are on a path that will be just fine. It's lit up enough. It is safe. You're being led in a safe path. So the 10 of Coins is about appreciating all of the things you've done, the stability you've created in your life. The Ten of Coins is about relaxing, maybe getting out of your head. I feel like these are about getting out of your head. The Ten of Swords can also be, we're done with a lot of thoughts that are just not, that are hurtful to us, right? So you might have help to pull you out of that, by the way, if you're having any trouble with that. But the Ten of Coins is, I am okay. I have enough. I am all right. Whether that's health or wealth or support, or I am good. I am good. So to look for ways in which that is true. And this is having faith in your intuition. And the next step, okay, oh my gosh, you have the Lover's card as the clarifier here. So, the Garden of Eden again. Sometimes we can choose where we live, and the Garden of Eden is ours. The, heaven or hell is in our thoughts, right? It's this reality could be either, depending on what we're focusing on sometimes. And that's not to, that is not to discount suffering people have had, or unfortunate events, difficulties people have treated or said, or sent messages that were no good. I don't want to discount that. But I think that if we focus in on our intuition and look for ways to enjoy our life, look for good things coming in, look for good messages coming in, free ourselves from old negative thinking, I think that we can walk in that Garden of Eden under the care of the angels much more frequently. It's telling me it's safe for you to do that with this Ten of Coins. It's telling me it's safe for you to relax. Even if you can't see everything in the future very clearly, it's definitely safe. You've created safety is what you've done. Sometimes very intelligent people do over-rely on their planning, and there's some things that you can't know by planning. We can ask the angels, we can ask Source, we can ask for all that we need, we can trust we know, we can trust our connection to Source. And we can trust that there are good things coming in. What if something fantastic is coming in? What if something fantastic is coming in? That's the question for the day. All right. Well, thank you so much, pile number 3. And I will see you on the next reading.